And this is John Lee, and in this Facebook Live, we're going to talk about 5 ways to stay motivated and get motivated. So if you're watching this, do me a favor and just test out the comments. See if you can hear me okay. Just type in yes, and just give me some thumbs up and some love hearts so I can see if this is working okay. So I want to start with the first thing to get motivated. I've got some notes here that I've written for you. And the reason why I've created this Facebook Live is because a lot of people keep emailing me and keep sending me messages to say, John, I want to start a business. How do I get started? How do I get over that procrastination? And how do I actually just start off? And so I'm going to give you 5 different ways that I use to actually get motivated. If you can hear me okay, just type in yes and I'll give you a shout out. We've got your hands, we've got Ayana. And I can barely see the comments scrolling here because this time I'm doing it this way. So the first thing that I always look at is whatever you want to do in life to get motivated, make sure that you can, number one, find some good case studies. So when I first started off in business and I wanted to start off in property, I would find people who are already in property and I would test out some of the things that they were doing to actually see if it really worked. So we've got Cassia, we've got Katie, we've got Risky as well, Lavikos. So these different case studies will actually inspire me to go out and really start working to see actually in my mind whether it actually worked or not. So I'd first go and start off to just really find some case studies. And for those of you starting off, depends on what you want to do in life. Just make sure that you actually find other people that have been there and done that, because it's their case studies that will actually show you that it's possible. So I remember someone once said to me, John, if you want to become successful in property, then you have to buy property really cheap. And I would go around and searching for lots and lots of people to see whether actually people actually got property really cheap. And I found one guy and he told me he bought a property 50% off. And I was like, there's no way. And it was through speaking to him and finding out different ways on how he actually implemented it is actually how he got results. So that's number one. So if you just joined, say hi. Let me know where you're dialing in from. We've got Antonis, we've got Senor. Who else do we have here? And we've got MD. We've got Antonis. How you doing? We've got Vikas. So that's number one. All right. So case studies. Number two. The second way I stay motivated, and a really good way for me to get motivated, is to actually do this concept known as just enough. So that means you just got to do just enough for you to start achieving some results. So for example, maybe one of the things that you want to do to get motivated is to motivate yourself to go to the gym. Well, if all you did was just walk every day or run every day or just eat better and you saw a little bit, you did just enough to get that small result, it's actually the little results that actually move you to the next results. If you know what I'm talking about, type in yes. We got Neil, we got Hector. How you guys doing? Thank you for joining. And by the way, do me a favor. I really want to help more people get motivated to achieve more success in their life. So in the bottom left-hand corner, do me a favor and just click the share button and share this with other people right now. That'd be great. We've got Shanintu, we've got Johannes, Barbara. Hey Barbara, how you doing? What are you guys doing on a Saturday? What are you guys doing this weekend? We've got Jack Foster, hi and yes. We've got Sinos. So the second thing I do is I always do just enough to get a small win, because it's the little wins that actually encourage us to keep us motivated. Isn't it true that when we go to the gym, we train really hard and we actually don't notice ourselves losing weight? So what do? Our friend sees us one day and go, oh my God, John, have you been going to the gym? I said, well, actually I have. So that will spur you on to actually do more, right? It will actually encourage you and motivate you to carry on doing more. So you just got to do just enough. Like, I train a lot of people. Right now I'm here in Penang and we're actually running a 3-day boot camp to teach people how to start an online business and earn an income from what they're passionate about. So one of the things that I always love to do is, like, when I started my online business, I just wanted to make sure if I could just do one thing online successfully, and that was to put up my first website. So before websites, there was blogs. So the first thing, and I'm a techno dummy. I don't know if any of you are techno dummies, but I'm a techno dummy. And for a long time, I didn't really know how to do it, but I just kept persisting and kept persisting and kept persisting. Any of you who know my background, I'm an animator. So I remember the first time my parents bought me a computer, and I sat there with a book this thick, and I had to use some software called Lightwave. Right? I don't know if any of you are animators, but I had to use this thing called Lightwave. All right? And Mishka saying, study, 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 watch, watch, watch now. Thank you so much. MD says, how to start a small startup with a smart amount. We'll cover that question in a second. So coming back to the story, I've had this really big book, which is it's called a Lightwave book, and it had to use some software. And unfortunately, I just sat there for hours and hours and hours until I got some little result. I remember the first time I had to build this little object, and I didn't know how to do it, so I just kept trying and trying and trying and trying until I got something that looked vaguely like this object. And then I thought, wow, I actually did it. And so it actually took me like 10 to 12 hours sitting down just to do this little thing. But what happened, I got a little win. And the goal is to get these little wins, and it's these little wins that will allow you to keep progressing forward. That's how you create motivation. So motivation is a desire to keep moving forward. If this is making sense, type in yes. We've got Abdo, we've got Mariah. Ann says, hello, Mr. John, I'm watching from the Philippines. Oh, by the way, let me know where you're all dialing in from. I'm currently here in Malaysia. Where are you guys? So we've got Maria from Philippines. We've got Sharaba watching from India. Thank you for watching. We've got Kesa. Hey, Kesa, how you doing? I hope you're well. So that's the second thing. If you've joined me talking about the 5 ways to get motivated, and I've got my notes here which I want to share with you. So the first one, if you missed it, it was called case studies. So we've got Kesa from London, Barbara from London. We've got Diana Richards, first time watching from London, UK. Diana, thanks for joining. We've got Neil Jeffrey from the UK. Christopher from London. Wow, there's a lot of you from London. What's the weather like in London? I heard it's snowing there. Joyce from Hong Kong. Hey, Joyce. Okay, so the third thing to really get yourself motivated is to join a group, right? Is to join a group. I remember when I first started in property, I would join a property group. And that would keep me motivated because I would find out what other people are doing. I'd see the type of deals and type of transactions people were doing. And then I started to network with more and more people. Rajiv says, freezing in London. And Najit says, like or advice. Thank you so much. Neil Jeffrey says, cold. Barbara says, it's not snowing in London, but it's very cold. Christopher Pan says, sunshine. Awesome. So join groups. So anything you want to do, whether you want to become a better parent. Sam, I'm actually in Penang right now in Malaysia. I'm running a 3-day event here, a boot camp. So you want to join groups. So when I wanted to learn how to invest, I would join investor groups. Or when I wanted to learn how to do online marketing, I would join online marketing groups. I remember flying all the way to Phoenix to actually join a big conference. There was 3,000 people there. And I remember meeting this guy called John, another John, right? And he was telling me about how he can use this software to actually systemize his whole business. And I thought, that sounds too good to be true. So I was looking at the software and I applied it to my business. And sure enough, I was like, oh my God, I don't have to send emails manually anymore. I can actually set a system for the system to actually keep working for me. So what happens is when you get to meet all these people around the world in these groups, you get to meet different experiences. Because some people will say to you that it's not possible to do things. But some of you will say, what? That's easy. So sometimes you get different perspectives from different people, and I think it's really important that we actually start focusing on, number one, what is working, and number two, how they actually did it. So you always want to join groups, and that's the third way. And the problem is, I don't know if any of you watching live right now experience this, but I find that sometimes when you want to embark on a journey of entrepreneurship and business, there's lots of people around you that will be negative to you, and they will say it can't be done, it's impossible, or even worse, it sounds too good to be true. If you have friends like this, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. So I want to see how many people agree with that or actually have experienced that. We've got Harish, nice advice, sir. We've got Yariv watching live from London. Great job. Okay, so number four, if you want to, again, if you've just joined, we're talking about the 5 ways to get motivated, because a lot of the times we want to do things, but we just can't get up to actually do it, right? If you know what I'm talking about, type in yes. So number four out of 5 ways is to experience it. So what do I mean by experience? So I remember whatever you want in life, I think life's and things that you want in your life, everything is energy. So you got to put out the right message out there to attract the energy to you. So for example, sometimes you think about really negative things, and what happens to your life, you attract a lot of negative things into your life. Whereas sometimes when you think about really positive things, you attract a lot of positive things in your life. And there's a saying, and that saying is that the universe will not give you what you want unless you are ready. So the question I have for all of you, are you ready? If you're ready, type in born ready. Type in born ready. We've got Abdul, we've got MD. Who else do we have? We have Ruth. Hey Ruth, how you doing? We've got Haresh, Christine, Diana. I agree, many circles are so negative. You know, one of the biggest negative circles is our own circle. I remember when I started in business, all my friends around me say, John, why do you want to do that? Why do you want to leave a good paying job to start a business that is uncertain? And I think in life, sometimes we just got to take a risk, right? Because I realized that if you don't take a risk now, you'll be forced to take risks when you're older. If you agree with me, type in agree, right? So Diana, you're absolutely right. Franco, born ready. Vieira, born ready. Ivitia says, have a nice weekend from Bali. I'm going to be in Bali, actually, next week. So it's pretty amazing. How's the volcano there, by the way? I haven't heard anything. Christopher, born ready. JC, born ready. We've got Kay Chan, Haresh. We got Vin Rom watching from Vietnam. Wow, born ready. Fantastic. By the way, if you're finding this useful, do me a favor. My mission is to empower 1 billion lives around the world and to really make an impact. And down in the bottom left-hand corner, there's going to be a share button. Click share. I'm going to share this with people around you so other people can learn from this as well, right? So this Facebook Live, we're covering 5 ways to get motivated. Number 1 was to find case studies. Number 2 was to do just enough to get a result. Number 3 is to join groups around things that you want to do. Number 4 is to experience it, right? So I'll give an example. When I first started as an animator, I wanted to experience what it was like to be in the film industry. So what did I do? I went to a festival called 3D Festival. I joined this festival and I met a lot of people in the industry. So I started to experience what it was like meeting directors, meeting actors, meeting celebrities, meeting producers, meeting animation houses. So I started to feel how it was. And so I wanted to kind of get that into my DNA so I could experience it. Because when you experience something, you also make it real. I remember the first time I said that when I make it, because I've always been a big fan of cars, and I remember I've always wanted to buy a Lamborghini. So I remember the first time when I started in business, I went out to the Lamborghini garage and I test drove a Lamborghini because I wanted to feel what it was like to own one. I can tell you this, that when I started driving it, I remember getting into the car and the guy says to me, he says, so, do you want to start the car up? So I get the key, press the key, it goes, whoosh, and then I put it into the ignition and I turn it on. It goes, and I could literally feel like the whole car rumbling going through my body. I'm like, oh my God, I have to get this car. So I experienced it visually, auditory, and kinesthetically, which put me into a state to attract it into my life. So, of course, by the age of 27, I bought my first Lamborghini. And it's because I had experienced it. And it's not just that. I mean, even I know a lot of people that, want to give in life. So I remember building my first school. And I built my first school in a place called Kakamega in Kenya with my good friend Eric. And he helped me put this school up. And that school now houses 343 orphans learning about education and, educating the next generation. And I think it's such an amazing feeling to be able to put that out there and just see the smile. And, Eric created all these like pictures and videos and he showed it to me. And you just see the smile on these little kids' faces, just having such an amazing experience, and to know that you had something to do with that. I want you all to think about this. What is it that makes you happy? Like, what do you want to experience? I want you to type this in for me, by the way. Type in what it is that makes you want to get out of bed in the morning and do things. Is it you want to achieve more in life? Is it you just want to make more money? Is it you want to make a bigger impact? Is it you want to do something that's going to make a difference? For me, it was always like, we have one life. And the question is, what are you going to do with your life? And it's always to take massive action with it. It's to go out there and just do something that's outside of your comfort zone. We've got Charming Cheng watching. We've got Staruno. We've got Jamandu. We've got Shanoti says Lamborghini money. Trust me, the Lamborghinis are actually not very comfortable at all, right? So just, if you're old, then be careful. I'm getting old now, so my back is getting a little bit achy. So yeah. Okay, who else we got here? We have Yolandas. We have Hey Gwen. Hey Gwen, how you doing? Hope you're well. Where are you now, Gwen? Are you in Bali now? We've got Harish. I want to make a difference. Okay, so that's number 4, experience. If you've just joined, Vera says to get more freedom. That for me was a huge one. Like for me, I didn't want to have to work for somebody else. I didn't like the idea that someone could just turn around and say, you're fired. A lot of we go to school, we get a job, and then we work for somebody else for the rest of our life. And I thought, hold on a second, that doesn't sound right. So what I wanted to do, I really wanted to make a huge impact and really to kind of get that freedom so I could do the things that I wanted to do in life. We've got Diana says, time for me to think bigger, to help people work less in my 9-to-5 job and make more money. We've got Nasia Salim is watching. We've got Dennis Tan, to feel successful. So Dennis, my question to you is, what would have to happen in order for you to feel successful? Barbara, you say freedom. What would cause you to get more freedom? We've got Aim Pinky Garcia. Time freedom and financial freedom. You're absolutely right. To be able to do what you want in your own time, and also to not have to rely on a job or a salary. By the way, do most of you know what the word JOB stands for? Type in, what does it stand for? It stands for just over broke. Right? I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but every single time you're working a job, you earn more money, you spend more money, right? And then you call up the HR department and say, hey, I thought I got a pay rise this month. You did, but you got taxed on that as well. So you just got to figure out what you want to do, and you want to focus on that every single day. So number 5, I'm going to go for number 5 on how to get motivated. Rajiv says, want my own lifestyle every day, every hour, every minute. You got to create it, Rajiv, right? What is a perfect lifestyle for you? Right? Maria says, to be successful, marine engineer someday. So you've got to find someone who's the best at marine engineering and learn from them. Right? Number 5, this out of all of them, I would say is the best one. So are you ready? If you're ready for number 5, type in yes. Dinah says, yes, my 9-to-5 job is temporary, serving a purpose until I build my coaching business. Dinah, if there's any way we can help, please let us know. Yariv says, famous entrepreneur. Yariv, you've got to do something impactful if you want to be famous entrepreneur. Something that disrupts. Haresh says, I want to be a HR professional manager. Then you have to find someone who's already done that and learn from them. If you agree with what I'm saying, give me a thumbs up, give me some love hearts. All right? And we got Jan. Hey Jan, how you doing? How's Monica? Hope you're all well. All right, so number 5, if you've just joined, these are the 5 ways to get motivated. 1, case studies. Find somebody else who's done what you've done. Find out how they did it so it inspires you. 2, do just enough every single day to get the result. 3, join groups. 4, make and feel the experience. And number 5, which is the best one out of all of them, is you want to get motivated, you have to help somebody else. You have to help somebody else. So that means you have to create that want and need in order for you to help somebody else. Because when you shift up, you want to move that person up with you. And when you have a responsibility to help somebody else, then you yourself also have to make it. I remember when I first started in my first business, and it was just me. And a lot of my friends around me were saying, John, how do you invest in property? How did you get started? And I decided to take a few people and teach them everything I knew. But to teach them everything I knew, I had to be the leading example. So what happens is I start to become the example. I'll tell you another story which I've never told anyone before. And I'm going to tell you this because you're all watching on Saturday and you're watching this live with me. So I'm scared of heights, all right? And I was in Vegas not so long ago, and the whole family wanted to jump off this big building called the Stratosphere, which is like hundreds of feet up. So I wanted to be tough. So even though I was scared, I wanted to lead everybody else. So I decided to jump first, right? I decided to jump first. So I wanted to jump first. So, but in my mind, I was trying to trick myself by saying, okay, if I go first, then I can lead everybody else. And therefore, I'm getting rid of fear. By the way, fear stands for false evidence that appears real, right? False evidence that appears real. Anything that you fear hardly ever materializes. So I wanted to kind of put myself first and to help others by leading by example. And I promise you this, if all of you just lead by example, type in the word lead by example, then just by helping somebody else to get what you want. So let's say somebody else wants to lose weight. You want to help somebody else lose weight. And that will keep you motivated because now you have a responsibility. One of the reasons why I fly all around the world, and I've been touring for the last 6 months all around the world. And, you know, my responsibility is for the thousands of people that show up to see me speak live. So my responsibility is I have to be the living example to stay motivated, to be held responsible for everybody else's education. And this is like putting a big weight on my shoulders. And that's one of the things that keeps me motivated every single day. And a focus on purpose. And it's a lot of it is to find your purpose. If this is making sense, give me some love hearts, thumbs up, and type in yes. Right? So this concludes my 5. Everyone take a screen grab of this. Maybe you want to take a screen grab. Right? These are my oh, it's back to front, isn't it? Can you all read this? So case studies, doing just enough, join a group, experience, and then help others. And that's exactly how I've lived my life till this day, right? Every single day I'm always looking for case studies. So as a lot of you know, I'm thinking of some big expansion plans with my company. So I got to look at all these different companies that are expanding huge, like going global. So when I'm doing case studies, I go, well, if they can do it, I can do it, right? And I just do just enough to get a result. So I'm getting feedback. There's no such thing as failure. There's only such thing as a feedback. A lot of people start, but they give up too early, and that's why they fail, right? So you want to do just enough so you keep going. So even till today, even during my presentations, whilst I was on stage, when I came off stage and I was back in the green room, I was constantly working on this stuff just enough to get some feedback. And that's all you have to do. Do just enough to get some feedback, and that will continue to keep pushing you forward. I continue to join groups. So I was in Albania recently, and I hung around with a group of very, very highly successful entrepreneurs. These are millionaires and these are billionaires. And so when you're hanging around them, it pulls you up to the next level. And I'm always doing experiences. So one of the things I want to do is I want to build a hotel, for example. And one of my dreams is to build this place where people can come and be inspired every single day. So I'm going to all these different workplaces, connecting with the right people, meeting with interior designers, getting their ideas, picking their brains, and seeing how they would do things, and being really inspired by different types of artwork. So it starts to get that inspiration. And 5, I'm always helping others. You know, this is, I come on Facebook Live, I create a following. I'm currently right now, and thank you to all of you, by the way. My Facebook page has just hit almost 1.6 million followers, and that's to all of you. So please give yourself a massive round of applause. Give lots of thumbs up. Type in yes, yes, yes. That's because of all of you. So, by the way, I don't get to say this very often, but I want to thank all of you for following my work. I want to thank all of you for sharing these Facebook Lives, my videos, my motivational posts. And, I want to thank you all for really taking the time even on a Saturday to be able to, consume this information, because it means a lot for all of you watching right now. And it means a lot when a lot of you turn up to our events and you really, really want to learn. The thirst for knowledge that's the thing that keeps me motivated. And it's because of all of you that come on and really share the experiences is why I love to do what I do. So do any of you have any questions, by the way? So I'm going to put some time in for questions. So if any of you have got any questions, then you can do this. We've got Tulis, we've got Odis, we've got Ariti. Help others. Can you help to make all my novels get into a movie? I can give you some advice on that. If you want to get your novels into a movie, you need a publisher, you need a producer. And the way you do that, you go to LinkedIn, just look for all the producers, all the directors, and all the film script and storyboard artists, connect with them, right? And then go to the Cannes Film Festival, go to all the film festivals around the world, connect with directors, and then hopefully one day you will get your script done. KT says, advice for 2018. 2018 is going to be a big year for technology. So my biggest advice is make sure you do some kind of technology business, because it's just going to go like this. Shantu Gupta says, how do I start an online business? Very simple. Number 1, start with a Facebook page. Number 2, get traffic to the page. Number 3, promote it and using other people's products. Anthony Wilson says, how can I make money online? This is my first time here. Anthony, the best way to make money online is use what we call commission-based marketing. Roberto says, I'll see you again in... this questions are going too quick now. Roberto says, I'll see you on the 13th and 14th of January. Good job. Rajiv says, need to build up sales so I can add multiple retail stores. I have 4 retail units so far. So Rajiv, what you need to do is systemize what you're doing, put it into operations manuals, and have a talent funnel that you can recruit people and scale up. Right? We've got Chun says, what is the difference between passion and motivation? Passion is like purpose. You don't have to get motivated. Motivation, you have to have little strategies around to do things even when you don't feel like doing it. Right? We've got Ijaz says, do you remember you being top seller of Boundary Mill stores? Yes, I do actually. Ijaz, you want to contact? Let's get back in touch. I remember the old times at Boundary Mill. Because it says, see you in London, John. Not a problem. We've got Facida. Thank you. You're such a good example, and you're not selfish for sharing all your knowledge. What I believe is that the more you share with people, the more you help people, the more you're able to help other people get what they want, then you can get what you want. All right? If you agree, give me some thumbs up. Yarev says, wanted to attend your workshop on the 13th of Jan. Yes, you can. By the way, I'm actually running a live event in January, so if you'd like to attend that live event, then just type in the word WML. WML. It's by application only, and I only take serious people on in this event. And so if you want that, just type in WML, hit enter, and my team will actually get back in touch with you. Advised to be a HR professional. So Haresh, HR is human resources. You want to get really good. The biggest thing with HR is you got to get good at people, and you have to get good at reading people, which means you have to start focusing on people's body language. Is what they say really what they want to do? And also seeing the best in people, because HR is about hiring people as well. So you might want to get an internship somewhere first, maybe in a big company or smaller company first, get some experience, and then you can actually start doing your own work. Rajiv says, thanks. Anthony Wilson says, thanks for the information. Katie, what's your take on cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency seems to be growing and growing and growing and growing. It seems to be going through the roof. Personally, I think it's a bubble, but I could be wrong. But I just know, but the problem with crypto right now, it's not governed, which means anyone can turn around and say, hey, you can't do that anymore, and there goes all your currencies. Rajiv says, any good books you could recommend, like E-Myth? Yeah, so there's Property Entrepreneur by Vincent Wong, amazing book for those of you that want to start investing in property. Elon Musk's book is really, really good. Another really good book is called Predictably Irrational. It teaches you how to sell in business and how things are positioned. For example, Amazon did an example of, and let's do a little test here. Which one do you think got more? So number 1 or number 2, right? Number 1 or number 2. Number 1, buy a book and get shipping for £1. Or number 2, buy a book and get the shipping for free. So which one do you think got more sales? Number 1 or number 2? Buy a book and get the shipping for £1, or buy a book and get shipping for free. So which one do you think got more conversion? Number 1 or number 2? So type it in number 1 or number 2, right? And I'll tell you the answer later. Shano says, I'm joining Gaz. Is this the right choice? I'm not sure what you mean by Gaz. Barbara, thumbs up. Okay. Oh, a lot of you want to come to WML. All right, good job. Christopher Pan, how to raise money to put on theatre production. Very simple. You need to find angel investors and venture capitalists. Where do you find those people? LinkedIn. WML. Ajam says, hi John. By the way, if you've just joined, say hi and let me know where you are actually tuning in from. In Asia, in the US, in Europe, Middle East. Christy says, I need you to be my coach. We do actually have coaching programs, but I'm currently full on my mentoring and coaching programs now. So if you're interested in that, then just send me an email or just send me a private message. And when I open up my coaching, then I'll let you know. But I'm completely full right now. We've got 2. Everyone thinks number 2, Sharon, Barbara, Dennis Tan, Roberto. You're absolutely right. 2 actually outsold number 1 by 10 times. 2 by 1 by 10 times. Why? Because the word free is actually a hypnotic language pattern. So the reason why I recommend that book is because it talks about a lot of ways to sell things as well. All right. By the way, if you find this useful, please share this Facebook Live so we can help more people. And if you shared, just type in shared and I'm going to give you a shout out. We've got Mel, Rajiv, depends on selling price of the book. Depends on time of delivery. We've got Mita that says hello. Global affiliate zone. Well, affiliate marketing is very good because it's for those of you starting off. Actually, I'm teaching this at this event. It's called commission-based marketing. In fact, it's a really good course on Wealth Dragons Online. If you go to wealthdragonsonline.com, there's actually a really good course that teaches how you can sell other people's products. It's really cool. We've got 2Z from Hong Kong. Arthur Tan says, hi John. Arthur and Elaine from Singapore. Hey guys, I hope you're well. Hope you're doing well. Let me know if you need any help with anything. Lola tuning in from Hong Kong. We've got Vieira watching from Slovakia. So you must have saw me with Andy Vincent out in Slovakia. Aim Pinky says, always watching it and following you from Hong Kong. Thank you. Aim, it is my pleasure. Ajam says, well, I'm actually attending your PTP in Penang this weekend. Good job. Are you finding it awesome so far? Type in yes and tell everybody some of the things that you've learned as well. All right. We've got Richard. Hey, Richard. How you doing? Hi from Singapore. My first time putting the training into use. Richard, good job. And I'll see you very, very soon. And thank you for supporting our message. Kasea says, sorry, John. What was the first book which you recommended? It's called Property Entrepreneur by Mr. Vincent Wong. People value when you spend. That's also true. Richard, thank you for sharing. You just shared. Kong says, what is PTP in Penang? PTP is a 3-day event I run here, which is sold out. So unfortunately, there's no tickets left. But next time we run it in Penang, then just get in touch with one of my promoters in Penang, and they will be able to get you a ticket for the event. But it's sold out, and PTP stands for Passion into Profits. Azam, thank you so much for sharing. Federico says, hi John, top man. Katie says, what's your take on network marketing? Network marketing is, well, first of all, it does make money, but the problem is you're building up somebody else's business. So if their business falls apart, and then so does yours. So you just got to be really careful there. Azam says, yes, awesome. Mohammed says, Dumona. Anthony Wilson says, can you repeat how to sell other people's products? Yeah, so when you sell other people's products, there's lots of places online you can go for like commission-based marketing. So the idea is to take somebody else's product, market it, sell it, and then when you sell it, you get a commission. That's what we call commission-based marketing. So one of my students in Malaysia, she has a list of people that want to buy houses. She finds the houses, she sells them the houses, then she gets paid a commission. So anything up to 10,000 of commission. All right, we've got Sharon. Can you repeat how to market a business that you just started? Is email marketing good to start? The best way to start email marketing is to get followers on Facebook. So a little bit like what I do, I always do a lot of content marketing. So right now I'm giving a lot of content. A lot of you are giving me thumbs up and shares, and I appreciate that. So this is how you build up a following. Rico says, always following you around through Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Oh, by the way, if you Is anyone on Instagram? If you're on Instagram, type in Instagram and then we can add each other. Or if you add me on Instagram, just type in John Lee, add me, and then I'll add you on the other side. Sharon shared. Sharon, thank you so much for sharing. Elsa, thank you for sharing. We've got Jean Ung says hi John, cool. Izitu says in KL next please. Yeah, I'll be in KL probably April or March next year. So get in touch with my promoter there. Gordon says hello. Jean Ung says hi John, starting a new clothing brand. Instead of using just influencer, is there any other ways to build a good brand image? Absolutely yes. Build your own channel. So when you build a channel, you build more authority. And when you build a channel, you get a lot of eyeballs. And when you get a lot of eyeballs, you can wear the types of clothing. So a lot of people come to me, they ask me to wear their clothes on Facebook Live, because by the time this finishes, it will have got out to thousands of people. So, I get a lot of people with shirts or t-shirts, or they want me to have mugs, and I get a lot of stuff for free, right? And so I get a lot of gifts from my students as well to, put on these Facebook Lives. So definitely start a Facebook Live channel. Barbara, Instagram. So Barbara, Sophie, Sharon, Angeline, thank you so much. Arthur Tan says shared. Arthur, thank you so much. Just add me to Instagram and I'll follow you back. Christopher says, how to get clients on Facebook into my dance classes. I have followers and the videos, but none of them come through. It's because you need to set a call to action on your page. So on Facebook page, there'll be a little button that says call to action. So make sure you put the call to action there and drive people to the button to click to register. All right. Ria says, thank you, always following you from Japan. Oh, thank you so much. Listening to your advice is the best thing to move and start a new business. Ria, thank you so much. Whereabouts in Japan are you? I was in Japan a couple of years ago. Went to Tokyo, Kyoto. The food was amazing there. I actually got really fat when I was there. Daniel Wong says hello. We've got Mia, useful. Thanks, John. Is it possible to start a business with no money? The answer to that is yes, because you have to use a concept known as OPM, which stands for other people's money. All right, Christopher says, just started following on Instagram. Okay, I'll go back into Instagram after this. Sir, tell me about RG business marketing. You mean guerrilla business marketing? Guerrilla business is a unique way to market your business without having to spend so much money. Surya says, you inspire me so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Jean. We've got Darius Darius, you just go to my Instagram account and then just add me so I can just do that. Sophie says, what do you do when you have 1,000 tabs open in your head for your business? So here's what you do. You brain dump everything, Sophie. So everything's on a paper, and when you look at it, 2 or 3 things will stand out. You want to circle the 2 or 3 things, and once you circle these 2 or 3 things, then you're going to list it 1, 2, or 3, and next to each one, you're going to put 0 to 10, being the most important. And then so the first one might get a 6, second one might get a 2, third one might get a 9. That's the one you start with. We've got Sasha watching from Cyprus. What's the weather like in Cyprus, by the way? We've got Gretch saying, hi John, watching from Hong Kong. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, listening to your advice. Gretch, thank you so much. I appreciate you watching. Izeti says thank you. Awesome. Cool. Any more questions before we wrap up? If you've liked this, by the way, again, I'll ask you one last time. In the bottom left-hand corner, type share this. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some love hearts. Type in yes. Arthur Tan, do you see cryptocurrency taking over the currency in the future? I definitely believe there's going to be some kind of digital currency. Whether that is that, maybe not. I don't know. We're speculating. Sharon says, quickest way to build an email list. Quickest way, Sharon, is to create something of high value, give it away for free, right? David says, hi from Perth. Wow. What time is it? Isn't it like midnight in Perth right now? Harash says, hi sir, please come to India. Yes, I'll be coming to India next year. Yes. So I'll see you all then. We've got Richard says yes. We've got Tasha Han watching from Atlanta, Georgia. Wow. Thank you so much. Drutek says shared. Thank you so much. David says 7:30 p.m. Sorry, 10:30 p.m. I beg your pardon. Wow, so we've covered a lot. By the way, if you've just joined and you missed the 5 points, here are the 5 points. So the 5 ways to stay motivated. Number 1, case studies. Number 2, do just enough. Number 3, join groups. Number 4, get experienced in the area. Number 5 is help others. Saria says, I'm about to start my own business selling essential oils. What is the best way to market my brand? So I did this with one of my students. I don't know if Monica and Jan is watching, but you give away free samples and then people use it and then they'll come back to you to order more samples. Haresh says, sure, 5 points. I will follow, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Good job. And by the way, if any of you would like to learn, like the best way to learn is to actually learn from people who are successful. But the problem is, if you want to get a mentor sometimes, it's really hard to, because it costs a lot. It costs thousands of pounds to learn from mentors. That's one of the reasons why I created Wealth Dragons Online, which is an online e-learning platform with lots of videos like this that teaches you step by step on how to become successful, how to become an entrepreneur, how to market your business. So could someone do me a favor and just type in wealthdragonsonline.com. It's $9.99 a month, by the way, to join, and you can stop it at any time as well. But I'd highly recommend you check it out. Look at all the courses in there, and it's a really good way to learn. Right? Atul says, thanks sir, must be visit here in a prestigious university, Bahamas Hindu University. I'm a student of August Management. Welcome. Christy says, thank you so much, John. Come to Cyprus again, please. I will. When Pavlina actually helps me do that, so I'll be there. Tess says, Wealth Dragons Online. Hirsch, Wealth Dragons Online. Thank you, Roberto. Gloria says, Glory in Action London, just missed the snow. Can I watch after? Yes, you can. So these are the 5 things that I covered, and I will do that. But if you want a lot more information, really it's best on the platform. There are hundreds of hours worth of step-by-step training, and there are literally hundreds of mentors that you can learn from. Because if you want to become successful, I'm just one of the mentors on there. So just head over to Wealth Dragons Online. If you're on Apple, you can go to the App Store and download the app as well. And it's only $9.99 a month. So go and check it out. All right, so it's been amazing. Thank you for all of you who have really, really done whatever it takes to be here. We've got David Weir says, hello, Gwen. Harish says, sure, I'll follow your advice. Thanks so much. All right, well, listen, thank you so much. I know it's an amazing weekend for a lot of you. I know, thank you all of you for taking the time to watch this. I want to wish you all an amazing weekend. Make sure you take massive, massive, massive action. This is John Lee, the author of The Wealth Dragon Way. Bye for now. Thank you.